at this guy. What a cool UI he has. All of these add-ons show every bit of information that's useful, and it's clean, efficient, so you can enjoy the game. That guy can be you, so let me give you some dope add-ons. On our channel, you will see gameplay footage from the entire Marcelian Online team, meaning Marcelian, Mokti, and myself, sometimes Lego as well, but we don't all use the same add-ons. But you will get all of our add-ons here, so let's start it up with likely the most obvious one. An all-encompassing add-on for pretty much everything you want to do in WoW is and always will be Zygor. Zygor essentially is a guide add-on that gives you info on professions, gearing, leveling, treasure finding, rep farming, gold making, you name it. The add-on has so much data you can access that I don't even know what to recommend you get. The search function will basically get you anything you can want with it. 100% recommended if you want to make your gameplay more efficient. And you can get it by clicking our link down below and set up your own Zygor experience. Yes, it comes with a membership, although there is still free stuff you can do to see if it's something for you. And if anything, it will end up saving hours of research you would do or waste in-game trying to figure out where everything is. WeakAuras is still one of the most important add-ons here, and as with all of them, we recommend you use CurseForge to download, install, and manage them generally. It's essentially a library on its own, and you can get whatever WeakAuras you personally want for your gaming needs. The best way to get WeakAuras is to head on over to wago.io, either browse stuff you are interested in or simply type in the search box stuff you want to find. As an example, the most requested one we have is the Ability Timeline WeakAura that works in conjunction with add-ons like DBM and Bigwigs, more on that later. This WeakAura will show the mechanics of a boss fight, raid, and dungeons in the order that they will happen with the timer as well. It's a great addition to prepare and plan your actions accordingly, and it's what I personally prefer over the hundreds of other add-ons or WeakAuras that flood my screen with Chernobyl level warnings regarding the boss's next fart. On top of this, in the description you will find links to some of our own personal WeakAuras that we use for our mains, especially Marcelian's Unholy WeakAuras and my mage ones. Once you find the WeakAura you like, click the copy import string, go back into your game and open up the WeakAura window by tapping /WA. There you will see an import button, click it and paste your WeakAura with Ctrl+V, confirm, and boom, you are done. Do this for all the WeakAuras you think will improve your gameplay experience, or be a maverick and play without. And to go with the Ability Timeline WeakAura, we recommend you get either Deadly Boss Mods or DBM, or its counterpart Bigwigs and Little Wigs. These add-ons do a great job at delivering information on your screen related to encounter mechanics, but more importantly, they feed that information into the Ability Timeline WeakAura. Personally, I use Bigwigs and the dungeon counterpart Little Wigs and have edited all the bars to be as tiny as possible and out of the way as much as possible, since I really don't want to look at them but just need the raw database for my WeakAura. And all of these add-ons have customizable options you can play with to make it your own experience. One good example for this would be the nameplate scrolling combat text that Marcelian and Mokti use. This add-on is super neat since it shows the ability icon next to the number of the damage hit, so you know what's doing what. And the cool part of this add-on is that you can customize the size of the numbers, how they flow, if you want to highlight the crits more, and so on. The options are extensive, and I am sure you will have lots of fun making it your own. Let's turn off the lights. Okay, maybe that's too much, but we can actually do it for your base UI with frame color. Marcelian loves dark borders on his action bars and UI frames, and this add-on is perfecto for it. You can just install it real quick and never have to worry about it ever again. But you can actually edit a bunch of stuff by typing /FC in chat, and you get a bunch of options. Oh, what's this class thing? Holy shit, it's blue now! Oh my god, I'm also getting this shit. Fuck, this is so cool. I was actually not planning on doing this at all and figured it was just going to be a Marcelian thing. But I'm convinced. This amount of visual class identity is so my vibe, and I am actually scared to see the amount of pink my paladin might have, and yes, it's pink. Let's make this dark again then. much better. This is actually a good example of exploring add-ons right, even for a non-add-on fan such as myself. You never know what you can find or when you get to find a diamond in the rough. This video has gone too long without actually mentioning details. If there is one add-on you should get, it's likely this one. For better or worse, this add-on is essential for you to understand what is going on in the game. Listen, I know there are people who believe DPS meters have destroyed the video game, and we kind of believe something similar, although it's more complex than that. But if you want to do better and be a better player, legit, there's no way for you to tell if what you are doing in combat is good or bad. The game just doesn't tell you. And no, stuff dying isn't the game telling you you did a good job, it's the game saying someone did a good job, and it might not be you. That aside, not gonna convince you to use a DPS meter, but it is the single most helpful add-on to analyze your gameplay. Not only does it show the damage of your group, but if you hover over a player, you can see the damage breakdown, what ability did what, and how much it contributed to your overall performance. You can see the crits, the biggest hits, the number of casts, and this is just for damage, which is what most people will use it for. But it also tracks almost everything else, from interrupts and what spells those interrupts stopped, to crowd controls and mana gains. If you ever thought about improving at WoW and figured all those logs and WeakAuras are a bit much and discouraging, get details. The range of customization is huge, and you can create as many windows as you like and have each show something else that you might be interested in. You can have one for DPS, one for healing, one for interrupt, so you can catch the slackers that are making you wipe in M+. Oh, it's me. Speaking of information the game does not do a good job at giving you, better character panel comes in with more upfront data, especially if you engage a lot in endgame. This add-on shows the distribution of enchants, eye levels, and other useful information about your gear simply from opening the panel. It might not seem like much, but not having to individually mouse over each item will save time and I guess what I'd like to call gameplay attrition, where it's just meaningless little actions that pile up at the end of the day when you can just have some good quality of life. And similar here as well, we recommend narcissists that add some abstract quality of life, like how to put gems in sockets without constantly dragging and dropping your gems. Simply open up a socketable item and right here at the top, click the socket, click the gem, bam, done. Do this for each one and you are golden. Not to mention that if you are a transmog fan, this is the add-on to get, and I'm still hopeful that one day Blizzard can hire this creator and adopt this character frame into the base game, because there is no cooler way to view your character's stats than how we have it right here. While we're on the topic, if you are not a fan of the baseline bags situation, get ADDONS bags. It has still remained a premier add-on for managing and sorting bags, since it still looks like the amount of currency, items, and general trash that you loot will not go down even in this expansion. Or choose Bagnon instead. Both essentially offer quality of life options when managing inventory that sadly the game still lacks. Similarly, the world of nameplates is also behind the times, despite all of the UI upgrades. So Plater comes to your rescue once again. This is basically the WeakAuras of your nameplates, and it may seem intimidating because it is, but really you can just get profiles from other people, and the ones we recommend are from Quasi. The man is an absolute beast when it comes to UI optimization, and his Plater profile is banging. You can find it on his website with the link below and even explore his content. There is so much good stuff here, by the way. With the start of a new expansion, we like to get immersed in the story and questing for our first leveling playthrough, and Dialogue UI adds that extra level of RPG to questing, which we love. Once again, we set it and forget it, and it just does its thing in the background. But if you want to customize it more, simply talk to an NPC, and while this pops up, you can even see it here, by the way, press F1 to open the settings and work your magic. You'll also want handy notes once you start farming rares and treasures and other stuff, since there is hardly a better add-on that populates your map with points of interest. I get it. You are supposed to explore and find these on your own, and hey, personally, I will do just that for the first week or so, but after, when the activities start to pile up, nobody has time for that. For those of you that will engage in professions, selling, and generally playing the auction house for some repair gold, Auctionator and Postal are good additions to your roster. Auctionator has a lot of cool features, but personally, the selling option is just so convenient, but also buying mats for professions, so I just cannot live without it. Postal, on the other hand, makes sending materials to your alts, friends, or guildies, again, super convenient for the extra industrious players, especially now that the war ban has made so much stuff account-wide. As a bonus, if you enjoy mounts and are even a mount collector, you will love Zone Mount. What this does is summon a mount that is themed to the zone you are in, giving you flying mounts when you are allowed to fly and ground mounts when not. As an example, if I go to Pandaria and use Zone Mount, it will summon a Pandaria themed mount that I can use. It's great to put your entire mount collection to use while also providing you with a little flavor and immersion. Once you install this add-on, get into the game and open your macro window by typing /m. Create a new macro there and put the command /zm space mount in that macro, then drag the button to your bars. This is the button you will use to summon your zone mount. Enjoy finally putting your entire collections of hundreds of mounts to good use and not letting them collect dust. These are just the essential add-ons, and I bet we will soon have some more add-ons like Delves coming out in maybe just a week. Until then, learn about Delves and everything else you need to do in the War Within right here from our video. It will explain the start of the season, what eye levels to get, how to unlock Earthen, and so much more.